All right, guys, welcome back. We are in a little bit of a different setup. As you can see, we all are off at college right now, so we're adjusting a little bit. But we're going to just get right into it. We got a big matchup this Saturday, Texas versus Ohio State, top 3 matchup, 12 p.m. this Saturday. Everybody's had this game circled on their calendar pretty much since the trophy was hoisted down in the Dallas Cowboys Stadium after OSU beat Texas. And we're getting the rematch everybody wants. Texas coming in as the number 1 seed. Ohio State coming in as the 3 seed, but also coming in as the reigning national champions. I don't know if there's much better of a Week 1 game that we've seen since I've watched college football.
No, this is a great Week 1 matchup. Nothing better than a rematch from the previous year's college football playoff. These are 2 of the highest favored teams. I don't know, other than Penn State, but Penn State's not a real contender. But yeah, nothing better than Week 1 college football being back, 1 versus 3 matchup in the shoe. Only thing better would be at prime time.
Yeah, I think even with how the Cotton Bowl ended in that dramatic fashion, the way it just really sets the forefront for this game, and the fact that really there's a lot of excitement between these 2 teams with 2 new quarterbacks. Not as new with Arch, but he still is really just a new starter. Obviously, he played a lot throughout the last season with some struggles from Quinn Ewers in front of him, but now it's Arch's show to run, and it'll be there's a lot of questions on the OSU side that need to be answered for the team, for the analysts and fans to get behind board. So that's why I think we're really excited.
Yeah, let's talk about this quarterback. So we have Julian Sayin, no college starts under his name, probably very few snaps under his name. And then we have Arch Manning from Texas, who also only has 2 starts, has a little bit more experience though. Personally, I'm not sold on Arch. Julian Sayin, I'm confident in. I mean, you can't tell me he's going to be a bad quarterback when Nick Saban's the one who recruited him, yet alone going to Ohio State. And so I hear all this talk about how Julian Sayin's going to do, but I'm more interested in how Arch Manning's going to do. It's his first real test. Honestly, for both of them, it's their first real test, but Arch especially. I think that, he did have 2 good outings versus Mississippi State and then UL Monroe, I believe, back last fall, but still needs something to prove. And this is the game for both quarterbacks to take advantage of and pretty much get the whole fan base from either of their teams behind their back.
Yeah, I agree. Kind of just to add on what you said, Julian Sayin, very little experience. I think, honestly, that's what makes this game so exciting is the little limited play that each quarterback has had, the unexperience that each of them have. They're both young. They both can be stars and faces of college football. So I think that's what makes this game the most exciting. And you add on Caleb Downs, Jeremiah Smith. There's not much better you can get.
Yeah, I think really the only questions here are on the Ohio State side, like I mentioned before. Not besides Arch, which isn't really a big question, small question, but not a big one. Besides Arch, the Texas team is pretty much the same as last year. Maybe lost a few guys here and there, but nothing insane. I know the Buckeyes lost 10 to 15 guys, right?
Yeah.
10 to 15 guys. As an OSU fan, I'm not worried. We reload every year. Not to brag, but on the Julian Sayin side, I'm not unconfident in him. He was a Saban recruited quarterback, and there hasn't really been a Saban quarterback that's really failed in college football. So it gives us a lot of hope, and I honestly think he's got the tools around him that he doesn't need to play a perfect game for OSU to win.
Yeah, there is some unknown on this Ohio State side, but the unknown I'm I wouldn't say worried about, but excited to see is this defense. Obviously losing Jim Knowles to Penn State over the offseason. I believe Matt Patricia is that the defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
So he's came in. He has experience at both levels, and that's the one unknown that I'm most excited to see outside of Julian Sayin. You still have most of the big playmakers. I know you obviously lose a lot of guys on your defensive line there with Jack Sawyer and JTT, but you still have guys like Caleb Downs and Sony Styles. So the secondary is still there. So that's what I'm most excited for, and what better of a test than having number 1 Texas come into your place. So all that being said, just break down this game. What do you guys expect to see?
I expect to see a low-scoring game that comes down to whoever has the ball last will win the game. Hopefully it's the Buckeyes winning on a game-winning touchdown, game-winning field goal, whatever it may be. Just whoever has the last ball in this game will win the game.
What's your let's get a score prediction.
I'm going to go 21-17 Ohio State.
Wow.
I think it's going to be a similar, not ending, but I think it'll be a similar score to the Cotton Bowl. I think we have really similar teams as last year. Obviously, we lost a lot of guys. I think a key point for the Buckeyes on the offensive side is their running back room. Lost their main 2 guys. I know they have guys coming in, but it's really hard to replace 2 outstanding running backs like you had there. But yeah, I think OSU wins solely because there's home field advantage here. I think it's going to be a very slow start for both teams. I think it could even be a scoreless first quarter, but on the other hand, it could be a wild first quarter. So I'm gonna go with the similar score. I'm gonna go 35. I'm gonna go 35-28 Buckeyes.
I 100% agree with what you said. Like, there's unknown in how this game's going to play out. It could be like the Ohio State offense that we saw coming through the playoffs, but I feel like we're not going to get that in this first game just with all the unknown and all the new guys. I think what it comes down to is just execution in this game, and Ohio State have lost a lot of guys, especially on that offense, but I do think that with Jeremiah Smith leading that offense, Julian Sayin's there. We still have some great running backs coming out of the backfield. So I do know that a lot of people have been like, oh, well, the offense has just taken a huge step down coming into this year, but I really don't think that's the case, and then defense is always going to be great. So I've got Ohio State winning this one, but I'm gonna have them winning 34-28 in OT.
I think an interesting point to bring up is just how they're going to cover Jeremiah Smith this year. Last year they sold all out on him and held him to 1 reception for 3 yards. But as you saw them going all out on Jeremiah, double coveraging him, putting spies on him, Carnell Tate and Emeka Egbuka stepped up big time. I think it'll be wise for Texas to not sell the house on him. Obviously, I'm not saying go one-on-one with him, but I think it'll be wise. I think if they were smart, they'd learn from their mistake just because Ohio State just has too many wide receiver playmakers to sell out on one.
And now they have a transfer tight end from Purdue who's was the best tight end in the transfer portal.
Yep.
But I just think that you're going to have to give up a play here or there to Jeremiah, and if it's a deep ball to Jeremiah, you just got to hang your head high and go score on the offensive side. So I think if they don't get caught up too much in Jeremiah, I think they have a better chance than if they could try and sell out on JJ.
Well, I mean, yeah, let's not forget Carnell Tate's lining up alongside Jeremiah Smith. He and Brendan Ennis, like you said, but so once again back to that reloading. There's still tons of playmakers here at Ohio State. You're not Ohio State if you only rely on one class of guys and you don't get to the success that this program's had without reloading. So I don't think that'll be a problem. And Texas once again has reloaded too. They probably haven't lost as many guys as Ohio State in the offseason, but definitely have lost a little bit.
Honestly, it might be in the Buckeyes' favor to have so many questions around their offense because you guys met only six months ago, if that, maybe a little more. So, like, these teams know each other pretty well, and I think it might favor to OSU to have some questions so that Texas can't really prepare for these guys. It might be a different defense. It might be the same defense. We just don't know.
That's a good point. Once again, a lot of unknowns headed in this game. A lot of questions are going to be answered throughout this game and with the result of this game. But no matter what, it's going to be a great first week of college football. I mean, how can you not be excited as a college football fan? Just a start of what this great season is going to hold. So early on, we get a maybe a national championship type matchup, and that's just what you love to see. But that's all we got for you guys. Let us know who you think's going to win. Us being Buckeye fans, pretty easy to say we're going to have the Buckeyes getting out of here with a win. and most likely being the number one team in the country after this week. But hey, everybody has their opinions. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this game as much as we will, and we'll see you next time. Peace.